It was very difficult to shoot because of that, because we were looking for places that had a primal, pristine feel that really felt like untouched wilderness.
Hi, Neil.
Hi, Jana.
Thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to talk to you.
My
And
pleasure.
which is, I think, is a little different from the last movies that you did. So, well, kind of.
Mhm.
So, what was about like Mark's and Ellen script that got your attention?
Well, I was looking to do a project set in nature, actually, where the wilderness and the natural world were a main character in the story. Um, and it, my movies are very different. Some are set in space, some are set in the past, the illusionist, some are, in the future, divergent, and but what connects them all, I think, is this idea of sort of how who we are as a person, families, where we come from, and can we change who we are. The stories about transformation, and so this also had that quality of it. Can you free yourself, in this case for Helena's character, from this kind of past trauma and become the person that you need to be, and in her case, find peace.
Yes, and to find the perfect Helena, Daisy, and also Brooklyn. What was about them, and how did you create like because the characters they look alike. Like it's so funny the way that both portray the character, even though we see Brooklyn as the young self, the young
Yeah.
Helena. How was that dynamic to talk to them, to
Well,
create
it was
that?
great to actually have two really great actresses, to find a 10-year-old actress who is a great actress. That's Brooklyn Prince. Um, and she was in a movie called The Florida Project, playing like a crazy young kid. And she was, she was amazing and was able to have kind of this wild animal quality to her that was necessary for the young Helena, who was brought up in the wild, brought up in the wilderness. And then Daisy is just, Daisy's badass. We know her from the Star Wars movies, and has she has two things. One, she has many things, but two of the things that she has is a mystery to her, which is perfect for a character playing a character who has a secret, which the character of Helena has this secret. And then Daisy also has this physical quality to her that is perfect for somebody that grew up, the character, hunting and tracking and being out in the wild, and you know almost being a survivalist. And so, watching Daisy do that work, do that action, was thrilling to watch at the time we were shooting it, and then also, and then in the finished product on screen.
Yeah, both are great. I think you picked the right ones to play the Helena,
Yeah.
especially Brooklyn. I think she has a really good, like a wonderful future ahead of her.
Yes.
So also Ben, he's very scary. This
Yeah.
the character. How was like this conversation with him to create that, especially when he comes back
Well, I think the main
after
thing
20
with
years?
yeah, the main thing I think with Ben's character was to actually not have him be scary to start with, because when she is a child, when Helena's character is a child, she loves him. She's devoted to him. She that her childhood was magic for her. It was like growing up in the Garden of Eden, and it was really because of him. And they're sort of this duo, inseparable team. And it's only later that we begin to learn more of the truth about Ben's character. And Ben was fantastic about sort of like, you know, he's a harsh taskmaster as a when she's a child, but he's very fair. And so you sort of like him and lean into him. And then, as I said, only later do you start to we sort of start to reveal, what else is about him. And Ben was very interested in how those character elements and how that new knowledge about him and how those aspects of his character would begin to be shown.
Yeah, the music also plays a huge, it's a huge addition to the story. How was like that approach with the music?
Well, I think what was important with the music, obviously, is to try. I was looking for something kind of different with the music, and a different sound to it. And in the beginning, I wanted it to almost be, she's supposed to be sort of experiencing like a primal, almost magical state of kind of oneness with nature. And so it was like, what does that sound like? To me, that didn't sound like just like some sort of symphony orchestra or something. It needed to be something different. So it has kind of like I don't think you can quite put your finger on the instrumentation, but there's sort of these ringing sounds that seem to almost be, I don't know, they're like these kind of natural sounds that kind of reverberate. And so then we took those and then we kind of changed them as the movie goes on and as obviously things become more tense. So it was fun to do.
Yeah. What was like your biggest challenge, like filming in the nature?
Well, I think the biggest challenge was filming in the wilderness. It was very difficult to shoot because of that, because we were looking for places that had a primal, pristine feel that really felt like untouched wilderness, which is not that easy always to find that. And to get there, when we did find it, was difficult. We had to take, on every single shoot day, we'd be on a boat for an hour going down some river or up across some lake and then getting to some very remote place and then hiking for half an hour into the spot where we're going to bring all the equipment with us. It was grueling and hard. And once we were there were no facilities. There were no, it was tough. And but I think ultimately worth it. It was very difficult to shoot because of that, because we were looking for places that had a primal, pristine feel that really felt like untouched wilderness, which is not that easy always to find that. And to get there, when we did find it, was difficult. We had to take, on every single shoot day, we'd be on a boat for an hour going down some river or up across some lake and then getting to some very remote place and then hiking for half an hour into the spot where we're going to bring all the equipment with us. It was grueling and hard. And once we were there were no facilities. There were no, it was tough. And but I think ultimately worth it.
That's amazing, Neil. I just want to thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed the movie. I really liked it, and thank you. Keep bringing more projects like this. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for your questions.
Bye-bye. If you like this video, don't forget to comment, to like, and subscribe to our channel right here.